Alright, so today we're going to be reading through some Blue Archive fan fiction. I have no idea how this is going to go, and honestly, I don't know why I'm choosing to do this, but I think it'll be fun. So I'm just going to read from the first page of whatever I can find. I'm not going to be reading the beginnings of the fanfics because context isn't funny. I'll see where the individual chapters go. So we've got yet another kind of Sensei by Stracio. Alright, so the most recent chapter of this is chapter 20. So that means I have 19 chapters of context that I'm just choosing to ignore. It was another sunny day in Trinity. Many students were walking around the campus. Quite a few students were wearing the Justice Task Force's signature uniform and patrolling the campus. Okay, we got mobs. Making sure that everything was in order. There were some that were alone as they minded their own business. One of the latter types of students was Morizuki Suzumi, or as some would call her, the running flash grenade of Trinity. Is that unique to this fanfic, or is that real? It was hard to forget that day, especially with the stunt that Sensei did at the end to destroy the tanks. Maybe he pulled out his credit card and he was like, "Be gone, tanks," and then they all disappeared out of thin air. Oh yes, and along the way I met a vigilante crew friend of yours called Reisa. Oh, there's only two of them, so who else? Raisa's overenthusiasm sometimes puts her at odds with others. Now we all know she's talking about. Ah, these are some sweets that I made. Ooh, a baker. By the way, Sensei, do you know the way to the Tea Party's building? I have been to Trinity a few times now, but I've never actually been there. And as a student of Trinity, it would be an honor to guide the esteemed Sensei of Chalet during his first visit to my academy. But it's not his first visit to the academy. I hope to be able to try your cooking one of these days, one of the students said as she promised to visit his restaurant in the future. Whoa! Not just a baker, a fucking chef. This Scavella family change is called Sensei's. Suzumi cut off her words as she stood in place with her eyes wide open. It's alright, I must have seen it wrong, so let's move on, Suzumi said to reassure him. So I assume that was the entire makeup work club, seeming that Azusa would pop out clear as day because of her halo. That girl called the adult beside her sensei, the white-haired girl muttered. Could he be? No, I'm sure it's some other random adult, even though there's only one such one in Kivodos. This fic was really nice. It was very relaxing, calm. It was a very wholesome, sweet read. So it was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. Alright, let's read something else. Onwards Unto the Grind by Humvees Are Cool. Chapter 5, Act 1, A Nightly Confab, June 10th. A recollection of one's experience at night. Confab is an informal private discussion or conversation. Thank you for the description. June 10th, near the front. The moon graced the earth with its brilliant light, and dotted across the night sky, stars, so beautiful, especially when combined with the ever-present blue rings of Kivodos crowning the view. It is peaceful. And from the hood of the Humvee she was sitting on, Soma Masumi thought the stars were really pretty. Enjoying the view, Masumi? The prefect turned. Prefect? Apparently Soma Masumi is the prefect of, I assume, Trinity. Maybe Gehenna, but... The prefect turned and watched as Tamiko got onto the hood before handing her a can. Energy drink. May not be cold, but it's delicious, the JTF member stated. But of course, with a peaceful night like this, not speaking at all would be a colossal waste. I personally think not speaking during a peaceful night is not a bad idea. You know, there was a time when I thought our academies would never work together, Tamiko began. Okay, so Masumi is a Gehenna prefect. It didn't matter what flag they served under. I swore to protect those that needed to be protected. I couldn't abandon that oath then, and I won't abandon it now. So I fought against the Gehennans and Arius for a while. Tamiko sighed. Then those then those Mimesises appeared. I don't know if that's right. He doesn't exactly stick to OPSEC anyway. The Operation Privacy and Security Emergency Contract. Damn it, Tamiko. Give me some credit here. I gave you enough already. 30 million credits is enough to max like one student. Two friends cheered to the days ahead. Perhaps they would turn out fine. Oh, here it is. OPSEC meets Operational Security. Humvee, the famous US Army vehicle. Mimesis, the spooky latex stuns. You cannot put spooky and latex in the same sentence. So my overall impression was that it was pretty good. I liked the vibes that the story gave, even though I've only read this one chapter out of this two-part story, chapter 5 of the second part of this two-part story, I think it still gave a pretty good picture of what went on. I thoroughly enjoyed that chapter. I think it was a very fun read. Let's move on. That's Not a Gun by Forgor Stratoavis. This is a crossover fanfic between Blue Archive and fucking Enter the Gungeon, which I'm pretty sure is a dungeon crawling bullet hell. Gun nonsense, bad puns, comedy, gun violence, crack. Beast mode, baby. Speaking of hares, the last club of Millennium she expected to go out hiking in the wilderness was Veritas. Okay, so it's based on that event story. The self-styled hacker group meant to keep the rest of the school honest struck her more as shut-ins that preferred their gamer caves and such strange places that had little to do with actual caves. Keep the rest of the school honest? Are we talking about the 100 kilograms or... The dreaded bear that bothered the Veritas members was said to be a massive bulletproof beast. Oh, it's a bear, but you can't hurt it with your guns, so you lose. All the Veritas group had for themselves after an attempt was Omake getting flung into the tree and getting stuck on her braids. Later, they attempted to defeat the beast with some trickery, which involved Hare tossing the last of her energy drinks in combination with the mint drops in motor oil to knock the bear out in one fell swoop. Fucking Saya potion out here. Damn. Or at least ask the GDD to help her decipher the slang the hackers used, because for the life of her, she had no idea what these texts on Momotalk were. Mid? As in the middle? The middle of what? The midriff? The center? Who? What did they mean by mid? Oh, Veritas is dying? That's mid. Like, what the fuck? What on earth did "you are goated with sauce sensei no cap" mean? Jeez, that's a tough customer, Arona said, glaring at the bear as the two of them fled. Is Arona like human? Or is Arona like a physical student in this? Sensei had to force herself not to stop the way people stop when struck with an idea. I've got it! Psh. They did need a beast. Izumi. Perhaps she should have thought this more through, considering that Sensei's favorite article of clothing was a very conspicuous yellow poncho. So like 6 from Little Nightmares. The woman pointed forward, looking through the small hole in front of the box. In a clearing some steps away was a juicy looking steak. Then Sensei patted the strange gun, loading it with another steak? Yeah, you know, why not? Sensei made the choice for the bear. Another steak shot out from her catapult gun at high speeds. The thick piece of meat slapped against the snout with a wet thwack. Well, I didn't need the onomatopoeia, but thank you. Stunning the beast and making it sit on its tush. That's a sight. The steak in the air finally landed, plopping on the top of its head. Sensei frowned, loading another steak she procured. What? What? A third steak? Just out of her left pocket. Oh, here we go. In case the bear makes it, got a few. Of course, you've got a few more steaks. When later questioned by how Sensei handled such a terrifying bulletproof beast without a scratch, Kotama would mention a stakeout and say, well, that's where the bad puns come from. My thoughts on this are, it was pretty fun. The pun at the end, I have no words. I'm thoroughly bewildered. I'm shocked. Very absurd, especially when the thousands of steaks came out. There only 3 came out, but then she said she had got a few more steaks. Yeah. After the third one, I completely believe her. What's next? Beyond the Storm by A. Reeker. Someone is lost in the desert. SCP Universe element. Thaumatology. Not sure what that is. This is chapter 12, day 0. Did they go back? This is the only chapter that has the word day in it. Interesting. The nights of Abydos get chilly due to desertification. Even in this secluded classroom, which checks all the boxes, the temperature gets low, lacking the sun offering heat. We manage to estimate when the sandstorm arrives. It's the only feasible way back to our time for now. Plana next to her adds. Okay, so the best shot he has is to drive into the sandstorm again, and hopefully it Bermuda triangles him back. Still, the million-dollar question needs to be asked. So, when's the next sandstorm? Was this the mist? Tomorrow early afternoon. Plana closes her eyes. If he remembers it correctly, Yumi will be off to sign a contract between Highlander Railroad Academy and privately offered fun group. Could it be the sandstorm that took? Or will take her? Plana announces flatly, that is our current assumption of what happened, Sensei. And if it happens again, Sensei has to choose between himself and Yume. Arona's sapphire eyes are welling up in tears. Sensei, Plana prods with hesitation. Is it possible to intervene with supernatural force? With thaumatology? Arona follows in a pleading voice. Yeah, with magic, anything is possible. Right, Sensei? Delaying an incoming weather phenomenon is impossible with what we have. Sorry. To do that, he'd need at least a dozen of human sacrifices, or party time of a similar amount of people that goes on for hours. I didn't expect that to be there. They know what choice he'd make. He'd always put his students before himself. There may be more time-traveling sandstorms, but there's only one Kuchinashi Yume. The adult shrugs. I'll just get her back here before the it gets to her. Simple. Simple never means easy, however. Of course, Sensei. Super Arona will always be with you. Super Plana is ready and at your service too, Sensei. The date of supposed decease of Kuchinashi Yume. ETA, 2 hours. Yeah, it was rated T, but then I saw a funny word in there. Alright, what happens in Abydos stays in Abydos. A Father's Love Omake collection by UCC Master. Let's give it a read. I'll read a couple, I guess. I'll see. Chapter 1, Initiation. 1 year before Volume 1. Abydos District. Why won't my mom listen to me? 14-year-old... 14?! I'm reading the name of the cousin Aoharu. Slouched on the bed, her cousin Aoharu shrugged. Actually, I think it looked pretty cute on you. Abydos is not the terrible place that you make it sound like, if you ignore all the sand. But I don't want to go to Abydos. I want to go to Millennium. As a note, is it really okay for the General Student Council President to be chilling with her cousin in Abydos? Shouldn't you be in 1,001 meetings or something? No worries at all. I got all my work done ahead of time. I've cleared up my schedule for the entire week to spend with Dad and Yukino. Yukino like the wolf girl from SRT? Haru dismissed her cousin. But today, I'm here to hang with my favorite cousin. She's the GSC president? I guess that's why her name's Aoharu, huh? Anyway, Uncle Ao, I thought we agreed to keep my identity down. I'm supposed to be a spy here, trying to collect data on Abydos so that Millennium can get a monopoly on the blah 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 industry. I don't know. Couldn't think of anything. The trio turned to see a quartet of fox girls walk up to them in blue uniforms. The black-haired girl extended her hand, so it is Yukino from SRT, or I guess the Fox Squad, not SRT anymore. Yumi noticed a small girl with short pink hair. Ooh, let's go meet her. As they walked on, Otogi narrowed her eyes. To think we got some weak students this year. They think they can just waltz in and not take our school seriously. She glanced back at the growing number of freshmen walking to the auditorium. We gotta do something about this, and I know exactly how to do it. My thoughts on what's this so far? It's not bad. I think it'd be pretty interesting. Definitely interesting with all how the Fox Squad is part of Abydos, and it seems that Hoshino is in the same year as Utaha. I don't know if that's canonical. I don't think it is, but if it is, that's interesting. I assume that's the only pink-haired girl they could be talking about. Thanks for watching. I will be doing these probably weekly, maybe bi-weekly. I'll see. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.